Or like an actual button.
Or do I?
We're on.
Okay.
We're on.
Okay,
Okay.
so
So,
just call the meeting to order.
yes.
I guess that's me, huh?
Yeah.
Because we can't elect a new chairman if we don't have a quorum, so I will call the meeting to order.
Do we, I don't know how we proceed here. Do we?
We just conduct it like a regular meeting, we just can't vote on anything.
Okay, gotcha, cool. Alrighty, so, we just skip the minutes.
Modifications, approval of minutes, we can't vote on that. Or we can modify, we can't approve them. And we can't approve the agenda, we can't approve the agenda or the minutes, but we can change the agenda if we need to. Do you have anything to add to the agenda?
I did want to add the proposed meeting schedule.
Oh, yeah, it's that time of the year, so.
Yeah. Next year. I can probably just read this over. Is that going to me with finance report?
That goes to recognition of the, never mind, public, since there is none, so finance report.
Alrighty, so our income as of October 31st, 2023 was $370,801.65. Expenses for July 1st through October 31st were $207,000, and our checking account balance as of October 31st was approximately $420,000. And our budget is on target, and I just want to remind everybody that the majority of our expenses are going to come in this next year with our sponsorships and things like that. And our financial audit is, for the last fiscal year, will start on December 7th. Do that.
Anybody have any questions about anything on the balance sheet?
No.
Nope.
I will probably later.
Occupancy tax reports.
Alrighty, so if we look at our occupancy tax, for October, it went up about $1,500. But we are ahead by $34,508 from where we were last year, so that is pretty exciting. So we are.
Why did August drop to $900?
School starts.
I guess.
Actually,
Yeah, some of the, we
Okay.
had called, and sometimes the hotels miss their
That's correct.
payments, so it'll.
Some of that may have shown up in the next month.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. And some months they may not get Airbnb reports.
Yeah, sometimes it just depends on what's going on.
And this is a month behind, so the October is actually September's report, right?
Mhm.
It was collected,
Yeah.
what was collected in September.
Yeah, so we should be getting November anytime in the next week or so.
So you're doing a running total for each year and combining all these numbers? So you have 18,000 for 21, 22, 19,000, 20, 22, 23, and then you've added them up for 23, 24.
So this is what the county gives us.
Uh-huh.
So this comes from the county clerk. I don't see where 18.
Okay, so if you look under 20, 21, 22, and you go down to October, it says 18,769.86. And then you come over to 2020,
We have a
23, it
different
says
paper than
Oh,
they have.
that's a
19,000.
different paper.
But I can't find the paper she has.
Okay.
What does she have?
Yeah, so that's a
She
different
has
paper.
Occupancy.
Oh, that's
state
state
reimbursement
reimbursement.
Oh.
occupancy tax.
Is that what we're talking about?
That's the
You
state
got a different
reimbursement,
document.
so you,
I
that's
don't
the
have-
wrong document.
I don't
Okay.
have that document.
Okay.
How did we mess that up?
I'm sorry, I don't know.
They attached that with the occupancy tax report, so when we printed it, we probably just thought they were all occupancy tax reports. Does yours not say occupancy tax report?
It says state reimbursement.
Okay.
No, see, that's what this,
Place that one down. I've already looked at it. I've already looked at it.
occupancy tax.
Yeah.
gotcha, okay.
Sorry about that.
I just didn't understand that. I was like, what?
Sorry.
Oh, they said
Okay.
I was like
I
$18,000.
was like, I can see that in your mind.
All right, that makes
Yeah, there we go. Sorry about that.
sense. That's okay.
Alrighty.
Yeah, yeah,
Did anybody else not get one?
we've been way
Seriously?
over 100,000, I'll take one, so I passed mine on, so, thank you. So, yeah, we've been way over,
Somehow we.
Did you get this one?
no, state reimbursement, no. I'll give it back to you. Do you have a
No, you're,
copy?
no, you're
Okay.
fine. No, I mean, it's,
Gotcha.
I don't have one either,
Oh,
so I
okay.
think you and I got this
That's
one.
right,
and-
yeah. They got the other one.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we've been, you know, except for a couple of months last year, we've been over $100,000 for quite a while.
Print the two, the two, we probably just, that's okay.
Here's one more. Does anybody need the actual?
No,
I
I'm
don't
Occupancy
need
good.
tax.
that. Mary,
No, I
did you
have
get
one.
yours?
She
What's
did.
that?
Okay, good.
Okay. Yeah, so again, these are a month behind. So when it says October, that was actually what was collected in September. It was reported in October.
Yeah, and Barry used to do like a different spreadsheet, he would do his own, but I just wanted to give the one that comes from the Sumner County clerk. So it's, you know, it's there, not messed with at all.
So the state reimbursement, is that what we give the state? I guess, is that what the county gives the state? Must be,
Guess so.
because it's significantly less than these other numbers. Okay. Any more comments or questions about the occupancy tax? Several years ago, county clerk started letting all the Airbnbs and VRBOs know that they also had to pay the occupancy tax. That's a little bit more difficult to collect.
Yeah, but whenever, I check Airbnb kind of regularly, but whenever you click, if I was to look at an Airbnb in Hendersonville and I'm like pretending like I'm gonna book it, it says that it's gonna charge you the percentage for Sumner County, so that's there, I would check from time to time.
They're
just to
charging
make sure.
even if, yeah, they're charging.
And Airbnb, I'm sure takes care of it for those
Yeah.
people, so now we know for sure that.
Oh, yeah, the company, right.
Yeah. But it was a gray area for a long time.
Yeah. Any more questions about that? Okay. I think it's time before we do that. Director's reports.
Alrighty, so, we haven't met since July, I don't believe. We have completed our new website, promotional videos, and our brand. So, I did have my computer to show you guys some of that. I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to make this work. Some buttons over here. I'm not really sure.
Tap on it.
I felt like he was kind of ready to go, and then they walked away, and
I know, there's gotta be like a mode button or something.
Can you,
Oh, gotta turn it off. I can't picture something.
Is there not a remote down there?
it's
It's coming back on. Oh, there it is. It's coming back on.
I don't know.
Okay,
Here it is.
now push
There you
Hit
go.
the accept, push that
okay.
button,
Push OK on there, on the remote.
accept.
I don't know if this is the remote phone. I don't know what this is. I think this is just kind of like a sleep.
I don't know that this is a touch screen.
Oh,
Wouldn't that be cool if it was?
That'd be nice.
almost.
Let's see. I think that there, I just think I need that. Oh, wait, here we go. I need to get it on. Whatever. Yeah, I think.
I would need that to do that.
I wouldn't be able to watch TV for 3 months if I did
I
that.
don't know how to plug my TV.
I dropped cable on one of my TVs. I can't figure out how to get it back to smart TVs. I just ignore it. I just don't watch it.
Just whatever.
Is that me?
That's from the TV.
Where's your resume? It was just on the website, just on Chrome, yeah.
What's it plugged into?
And it's plugged into an HDMI.
Right.
There we go.
Okay. there we
Four.
go. Yes.
All right, so this is our new website, and I am so proud of all the hard work that went into this. So the purpose of some of the things that we did is when someone is coming to book their trip, they don't necessarily know where they're staying, depending on why they're coming. So, but for the most part, we don't really want to blur the lines between Gallatin, Hendersonville. We just want them to come and stay in Sumner County. So within these headings up here, stay, eat, shop, play. Those are just gonna be everywhere to go and everything to see in Sumner County. And then we added this for people who are knowing why they're coming and where they're gonna stay. So with each one, it's gonna tell you a little bit about the city, and then it'll bring you down here. And once you click on these, you'll be able to book your stay in Gallatin, go figure out shops and dining within Gallatin. And that was something that we thought was gonna be really beneficial. This is kind of, once you're starting to plan your trip and you've decided where you wanna go, but we wanted to keep everything kind of broad and not really blur the lines between the county because we want them to stay everywhere. So that was something with our old website. You would click on stay and it would just be like, stay in Gallatin, stay here. And I was like, what's the point of that? So it is still there because it can be beneficial if you know, hey, I'm going to Gallatin. So that was something that we really focused on here. And our new marketing manager that I hired recently has been firing out blogs like nobody's business. He has been doing a really great job. He just did this events and happenings in December. We already have a lot of great reactions from that just on social media and just even in our Google Analytics this week. It's been pretty hot, so it's been great. Let's see here. There's not a whole lot else on the website. We did add weddings and events and sports tournaments, and the reason that we added these was just to kind of let people know if they're looking for sports tournaments, because we'll kind of show up in SEO if they're looking for sports destinations outside of Nashville, that kind of thing. It will bring them to our site, and then it just kind of gives them information down here that where they can schedule their tournaments. So that was something that we wanted to add, and this of course is not loading. This was something that we implemented onto our website that I'd love if it would show up. But this is going to be all the listings here when it loads. They are populated from Google, so we just have a dashboard where we just approve it. And it's the greatest thing that has ever happened. In the past, we had to go in, find a new restaurant, type in their description, find their Twitter account, find their Instagram account. I mean, it was probably a 15 to 20 minute process per new restaurant and attraction and anything else that opened, and now it takes 30 seconds. So it's really great, and people can plug in their own places. There is a button over here, if it would load, that says submit your place, and that also does the same thing on our events. So the event calendar pulls from Google and Facebook and Google, or Eventbrite. So it's a really great way for people to make sure that their businesses are listed on here, and and it kind of, I was getting questions all the time, like, hey, can you put me on your website? And it would be like a chiropractic office, and it's like, that's not really tourism, unfortunately. So it's kind of limited some of those questions. It's like, submit your place and we might approve it. So
there is an approval process for it?
mm-hmm.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
because that's how you make sure you don't have anything
Yes.
that's not family
Yes.
or, oh, gotcha.
Yeah. So we can see everything before it goes, and if a restaurant closes, it just takes it off immediately too, which is very amazing because we know that there are new things coming and going every day. So that's been really great. I just hate that it's not loading right now. That's just sometimes how it goes.
Yeah, the Wi-Fi in this whole building isn't that one. Oh, there's
Yeah.
no.
But, and then it'll show some of our Instagram posts and draw people to click on our Instagram, so that's always a good thing. But unfortunately, that will not load. And then I did want to show you guys a new video. Let's see here. I know I sent it previously, but
It's time to say yes to new adventures, to find joy in the little things, and to spend time laughing with the ones you love. Create moments you will never forget, and moments they will never forget. Connect with nature and catch up with old friends. It's time to take a trip to explore the beauty of all that Sumner County has to offer, because memories are made of this.
and that's a video. So that was it over here. That when I watched that video for the first time, I cried.
One simple but brilliant trick to heat your home in 90 seconds.
So much more but it was so worth it. Like, once it was done, I mean, I seriously, she showed me the first proof. I wasn't in love with it, but I was sitting there crying, and I was like, I'm so proud. So, I love that video, and I'm so glad that we had that done. And I think it really shows what Sumner County is.
And you had locals in it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Recognize several people,
Yeah.
former students.
Yeah, I mean, I was like begging people, I'm like, please be in my video, please be in my video. But I had some really great friends who came through for me, so that was good. So then we've completed our ads for the 2024 Tennessee Vacation Guide and the Nashville Visitors Guide, which we've done yearly forever, probably. And then our social media reach year to date, so we have 231,000 on Facebook, 13,000 on Facebook, and our paid reach is 40,000. So that's going to be like the amount of people who have been brought to our page naturally, organically, or they just saw something, you know, we paid for an ad. So really, the only times we do like social media ads is when it's events. So like, that's really the only time we do that, but our engagement was up like 100% or something just from the paid strategies that we've used for our events this year.
Yeah, I never thought, I never realized how much business you can generate from Facebook until when Ryan Baker became director for the museum.
Mm-hmm.
He put the cemetery tour on Facebook, and with the analytics that they have, and they had the biggest crowd they'd ever had. And they had people from all over Middle Tennessee.
And it's
So,
cheap.
Yeah, it was like $25 an ad or something.
Yeah, it's not very expensive, and it brings a lot of people to your website. So, and it depends on kind of what you're wanting, but you can say, I want 50 new page likes, and then you're gonna get them, you know, so it's pretty great. And people do like engage with your social media and stuff, so Facebook ads are great because they're cheap, and they run on Instagram too because it's all meta, so you know, that's not, can't complain too much about that. So then on our website traffic, that is going to be on the next page. It's just attached here. I ran this report from year to date. So on our website, we've got 74,000. That number might be a little tricky just because we did get a new website and Google Analytics just changed to GA4, and I couldn't even really explain it to you, but they just did all this crazy stuff and changed it. So it did change a lot this year. So there's that. But we get to see kind of their interests. They're interested in,
Why Illinois?
you know,
People trying to get out of Chicago, maybe, I don't know.
and when you break down the city, our number 1 is Nashville and number 2 is Chicago. And that's amazing because it's finally starting to shift like Gallatin and Hendersonville down, and it's starting to get outside of the county on the top of our analytics, which is great, which is what I wanted. So, I mean, and even though 60% is Tennessee, that's not necessarily a bad thing because you can travel and spend the night from East Tennessee and West Tennessee. So, I was really surprised about our age. I thought it was quite interesting that 25 to 34 was as high as it was. That was something that, because typically it's 35 to 44 is what our highest is. So I don't know if it's, Mason is really great at social media, and I think he is kind of targeting people like his age, so maybe that could be the reason why. But that did really surprise me, I'll just say that. And then, we already knew this, but our number 1 demographic is female typically. So, but I just thought that this was a fun report to have, just so we know who's interested, and it's always good to have that. And then, okay, the next is 2022 visitor spending, and that's also going to be that next document. This came from the Tennessee Department of Tourist Development. So visitor spending in Sumner County was $194 million. In 2022, that was a 10% increase from the previous year. So that's pretty impressive. And we have finally surpassed pre-pandemic levels of visitor spending. So that's exciting. And if y'all want to just read over this kind of stuff, trying to think. And then visitors saved Sumner County residents $272 in tax savings just by spending their money. So that's something that's great for us.
You'd think with being number 8 to the 8th or 9th of size in the county, we'd be more than 15, but we're not on an interstate, and that's the big deal.
Right, and last year we were 14, and Cumberland County surpassed us, but Cumberland County got a Buc-ee's. So,
Right.
and they're on the interstate.
But they're on the
so,
interstate, yeah. Yeah, the fact that we're not on an interstate.
Well, they
probably
also
keeps us-
have like furnished state parks and
Yep.
Yeah, they were
hiking
behind
and.
us, but unfortunately, I don't think we can compete with the Buc-ee's. We got
No.
Costco, maybe that'll, you know,
I don't think so.
maybe that'll help us a little bit. But yeah.
When I taught economics, I would teach about how tourism is all new money. You know, if you live here and you shop here, it's the same money being circulated all over the county.
Mhm.
But tourism brings in new money that we wouldn't otherwise have.
So I think that's all I have for that. Yes. I've lost my. Alright. So since the last time we met, there have been a lot of events. It probably would have taken up my entire page if I'd listed them all. But I just wanted to highlight some. Ms. Bergdorf connected me with Music City Stoll, and that had a really great turnout, and it was very positive, and I was very excited that we got to.
Did we sponsor them at all for that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't remember. I just remember,
That was
oh,
the stationary
I'll
takeoff
look
and landing.
into it.
lights,
Mhm.
Yeah, we did, and he was great, and it was great. People loved it. The pictures, we had our photographer go out there, the pictures were really great as well, so.
well, it's something for guys and boys to do, not that, do you know, like it's
Yeah.
more,
Yeah, not shopping.
not a pumpkin patch.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and then the Middle Tennessee Highland Games, which is always a success. I asked them for their report. They have not given it to me yet. She said that they're gonna have some kind of detailed thing with how many people came. They hire a big company that they pay to do all of that stuff, so they have all of that. Gallatin Comic-Con was a really big success. Chris Dyer, who's in charge of that, told me that they had sold tickets to people from Canada, so that was pretty exciting.
I was on one of my trips. Something that came down about Dukes of Hazzard, and the comment was made. Yeah, that's not a big deal anymore. I said, it is in my town. Because I said, this week they're having the Dukes of Hazzard folks at Comic-Con, and the place will be packed.
Yep.
Yeah.
I was really impressed with the Hendersonville Pig Fest. The turnout for that was great. They had the Kentucky Headhunters. I was just in talking with people. People were like, oh yeah, I came from Kentucky. So that's always positive to hear that as well. Main Street Festival in Gallatin. I don't know if any of you went to that, but you could barely even walk through that place. It was arm to arm, elbow to elbow, which is really great for all the vendors and great for our local businesses. And then the Portland Fall Festival, I saw a report today from somebody who was trying to sell me something that Portland actually had a lot of visitors in for that fall festival. I couldn't give you the exact number. I could if I went back and watched the meeting, but it was actually more than what I had thought it would have been. And then the Boutique Bazaar that's at Bagsby Ranch, always a great success. They have always done really well with that, you know, because us women like to shop. We do. And that's all I have for that. On to tournaments. We have VFL fishing tournament with 100 boats and 200 anglers. And then we had the Midwest Crappie Alliance, which we did a dinner for them, and we were astonished by how many people were there. They had 300 anglers. A lot of the times, fishing tournaments are starting to under-promise, but this one he was right on. I mean, he had exactly as many people as he said he was going to bring, and it really was, it was a great sight to see. So we were very happy about that. And then the middle school state cross country was here. I have asked her for if she had anything to share with me. She hasn't gotten back to me yet. And then we sponsored a rugby tournament that had 23 teams, and he told me that some of the teams were from South Carolina and Louisiana. And then recently I've recruited a Tennessee Bass Nation Bassmaster kayak series, so he's wanting to come in April of 2024, and it would be 80 to 100 anglers at Saunders Ferry Park. He has he's sponsored by Carl Black Chevrolet and like a Uncle Nearest distillery or something. So seems pretty legit, seems pretty cool. So I'm excited about that. I know it just went to the Parks Board. I checked their board documents yesterday, and I didn't see anything. So I'll reach out to them and just ask if it got approved. And then this year again, we've been selected to host 2 events for Tennessee Songwriters Week. And we have the qualifying round at the Palace Theater on Friday, February 2nd. And we're going to have the showcase at the Temple Theater on Friday, February 23rd. So those are going to be really big events. Very excited. The state has a lot of initiatives. So we're partnering with the Tennessee Department of Church Development and Visit Franklin to encourage visitors to spend time. So Franklin's is going to be the day after ours.
Franklin, Tennessee?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Franklin, they're going to have a showcase as well the very next day. So we're kind of partnering with them of like spend your weekend, spend time here in Portland, then go to Franklin, that kind of thing. So we're just trying to maybe making an itinerary, doing some kind of social media promotion. So that's going to be very exciting. And then for advertising, beginning in January, we're pushing out that video commercial that I just showed you all. We're going to be doing some paid stuff with YouTube and connected TV. So that's going to be streaming services, things like that. And we'll also be running some standard ads on Google that will show up when people are Googling certain things. And then next is the 2024 travel guide. I'm very proud that we have all of our content done. This has been something that always ends up taking way longer than expected, and this year we had our content done last week. So we're very excited. We're like jumping. We're like so jumping with joy. So we'll close ad sales in December, and then we'll hopefully have that printed mid-January. So that's very exciting. And then we have started planning our County Sumner Irish Festival, and it is going to be on Saturday, March 9th, 2024, with a rain date of the very next day, the 10th. And we're exploring some new entertainment options just because I think we've had some of the same things for a long time, so why not try something new? And
Where is the Irish Festival at located?
it's at Bledsoe Sport Historical Park in Castalian Springs. And then we're going to do some kind of rebranding with it. Just some of the banners and things that we have are really dated, and maybe a new logo, but that's something that we'll do in-house more than likely. So.
May I ask a question about that right quick? When I had, in the summer, when you printed out the sponsorship list, the Irish Festival, we gave them $21,000 to sponsor, but then it says Irish Festival gate receipts $4,191.88. Do we give them their gate receipts back?
So that $21,000 that we spend, we host the event. We put on the event, so we do everything. With the money that we take, Barry historically has either given it to them or given it to Bledsoe's for Historical Park, or split it with them.
I think the agreement was to split it, and he's given it to them.
Yeah, but I'm not sure what.
Because that's one of the largest events that we contribute to. So, but next to the USSSA-TN. So, how much money does that one-day event bring in to warrant $25,000 out of tourism?
That's a good question. And that's something that we've kind of talked about here. We've never had any kind of sponsorships. We give our vendors their money back, and that's something that I've kind of been exploring, is like how we can make up that large expense, because it is a lot of money. And you were able to say something?
I'm sorry, I think it's somewhat confusing because it sounds like we sponsor the Irish Festival because it is under sponsorships just to keep the expenditure separate, but we don't sponsor it, we do the whole thing.
It's our event.
So like
Yeah.
if somebody brings a fishing tournament here, we don't cover the cost of the entire fishing tournament, we just do a portion. But this is our own event.
Yeah, like we're calling.
So we're
the-
paying for the bands and the
Yeah.
insurance and we pay for the whole thing.
Right. And yeah, sorry.
So Bledsoe Lick's, the Friends of Bledsoe Lick, Bledsoe Fort and Bledsoe Lick, are they not the same thing?
They are, I think so, yeah. The purpose of this event was because there is an event that happens in Castellian Springs, so it was to help them. And in the past, I know that we've done most of it, but they really helped us out last year. They were a great help last year. I don't know what I was gonna say.
So is that considered when you give it back a donation though, to them and to a 501c?
Well, we don't pay taxes, so it doesn't matter anyway, it's not considered a donation, but, I think it's because Barry did that because we used their facility, and then honestly, without their help, we wouldn't be able to put it on.
Yeah,
We
they're
have
the
5
ones who
people in
collect,
our-
their people get the place ready, their people collect the money.
They guide the hikes.
They do the hikes.
They do
yeah.
a lot of stuff.
They picked up the trash.
There's no way that
they-
5 of us
yeah.
would be able to put on an event like that.
Oh.
So
without
they're
their help.
doing in-kind work.
Yeah, it's.
So
it's
this,
really
this
different.
amount then, outside of the gate receipts, this 21,241, that's staff costs. That's your
all.
hourly.
every-
No,
No.
that's the insurance for the event. That's promoting the event.
Stages,
That's for
bands.
bands, for the stages, for the sound equipment.
So how
That's-
many hours does this take your staff to do?
We're there, it's 10 to 4, so we might get there an hour or two, not like 2 hours before.
But the planning
The
and the.
planning.
Oh, the planning.
I think we kind of have it down to a science now.
Yeah, I
Everybody
mean-
kind of has their own little thing. I have
Yeah.
about 8 things to do, and I can do it in about 2 or 3 hours.
Yeah, we
Oh, okay.
divvy it all out, and everybody kind of takes care of their own things, and it's not really something that takes up everyone's entire day all the time. It's, somebody's in charge of vendors, somebody's in charge of booking the band, somebody's in charge of
So
setting up the kids'
that
schedule.
$21,000 is paying outright to the bands?
Everything.
Oh,
To
no,
the
everything.
drinks, all the accommodation, the
It's for all the entertainment.
entertainment,
Insurance for the event.
Insurance, porta potties,
Porta
Porta-potty,
potties,
okay.
right.
stages, there's so many.
Have to get a beer permit.
Mhm,
Yeah.
half
That'll come out
batches.
along in March, February, I guess.
Well, have you ever thought about moving Scottish Highlands out there?
I think that was I don't think that they would necessarily want to move out there. I think Saunders Ferry Park was what they wanted.
When they came and looked, that was an option. They looked
Yeah.
at both of them, decided they would rather do it at Sumner Ferry.
I'm just trying to think of a way for y'all not to have to plan a festival.
Yeah, well, and that's something that we have talked about, I'll be honest with you. But this festival it means a lot to a lot of people. So in this first year, I didn't want to just be like, hey, we're not doing this anymore. You know, like
how many
that.
times have you done
Five or six.
5 years?
The first time we did it was 2020. It was literally the last event
No, that
before.
wasn't the first one.
Well, we did it in 2020.
Mhm.
We decided 2019. I think we did it.
I think
It
we
was
started in
2018.
2017,
Did we?
honestly.
Okay.
Okay.
And
Because I know
then-
in 2020 it was the very last event before COVID shut everything down.
Nobody informed me there was a meeting tonight.
Oh,
We'll be finished in a
we'll be done
minute.
shortly.
Yeah, sorry.
I think the idea of the Irish Festival from Barry's perspective, was to help the Castellian Springs area after the Colonial Fair. Collapsed.
Yeah, and it was to just get something out there, and it really is a great event. I mean, it's very well loved, and just to be honest with you, the financial cost is something that we have talked about, but it was like, I can't tear up everything. You know, like, so many people rely on it, and it makes, like, it really is a great event, and a lot of people do benefit from it, so.
And it was already being planned for this year. I mean, the people,
Yeah, I
they
mean,
was set-
yeah, I
everybody
mean,
knew
it's
it
expected
was
to go
coming,
on. You know, at the Highland Games, a lot of the same vendors that we have are there, and they're like, when's the Irish Festival? You know, I'm handing out cards like, hey, come be a vendor, you know? So, it's just kind of one of those things that we have talked about, and we just have to kind of evaluate that return on investment, for sure.
Well, and I'll be honest with you, I've lived here for 35 years, I didn't even know you had it. So
Right.
I'm not sure if I'm not always on Facebook,
Mm-hmm.
so I don't see all that kind of stuff. So where are you, I'm a citizen, I don't know anything about it, where would I find it?
It's gonna be on our Facebook, and we'll pay for ads on Facebook to run here, and then we'll also pay ads to run outside of the county as well. So things will kind of, we'll sometimes do things based off like interest. So if you're interested in folk music, or you're interested in Irish beer, I mean, it can be really specific or it can be not specific. So it's hard to say whether you would see it or not. I've never got an ad from it. I don't know if it's because I did the ads, but I never got ads for it. But
Are you sending any notices in the mail out to the public in the county?
we don't send things out in the mail. That we don't have like a database to keep people's mailing addresses anyways, and that would be expensive. And we can't just give stuff, like, we can't just send stuff to people with unsolicited, it doesn't make sense.
The occupant.
And we don't pay a lot, honestly, to do marketing within the county, because our mission is to bring people in from
To
outside
bring
of
people
the
in,
county.
so
But
more.
we generally have banners and flags up there at least 4 weeks
But that's
before
in
the
Castilian
event.
Springs, you'd have to go there, right? 'Cause I do
Right,
drive
if you
through
lived
there.
in Sumner County and you didn't
Yeah.
see it on.
Yeah.
Typically, we'll advertise at chamber luncheons as well, so that's always a good place to get the word out there. Around that, sometime in February, we always have a table at a chamber luncheon and passing out.
It's always on our
things.
website, on our
It's always on the
Facebook,
website,
Instagram.
yeah. So, it's one of those things that, I mean, a lot of people do come. I don't remember exactly how many we came.
Have you, may I ask you another question?
Mhm.
When people come and they buy tickets, do you, have like a little card that they could fill out with like an email address where you could notify them next time you have an event or something like that?
Whenever we have this event, it is like crazy getting people in to there. We had, the first year, we backed up that road for miles and miles, so
But they buy tickets though, right?
but, well, we sell them at the gate. It's
Yeah,
$10
at
per
the
car.
gate.
So you pay per car. So I wish that we could sell them in advance. We never have, and that might be something to consider,
Yeah.
is to sell them in advance, and then you can capture that data of where
Yeah.
they're coming from, and that would be a really great thing. It would just be an extra
Could be on
cost.
your website with a little thing, a little.
Yeah, it would just be an extra
Sandbar.
cost to have that, to pay Eventbrite or whatever to sell tickets. It would just be an extra cost. But it might be worth getting the data to spend a little extra
Find
money.
out, yeah.
Yeah.
And we might have more, we certainly have more staff this year than we had last year at that time too. I think
Yeah.
we were down to 3 people then,
Yeah.
so, yeah.
It was our salesperson's last day, it was the
Yeah.
Irish Festival, and then, yeah, so that's definitely something to consider though, so. And then I printed out our marketing plan for you all to review. But y'all can just let me know if y'all have questions about that. And then I guess we don't have to talk about this today since we don't have a quorum, but it's just the resolution, and we had gone in and edited the bylaws with to match the new resolution. So that's what that is.
May I ask one other thing, you might wanna put a date on the bottom when you did it, revision on your
This-
header.
We will when it's adopted, I just.
Yeah, we're currently under the old bylaws.
Okay, I'm just saying, you might wanna add a date so you know when they're revised on each page. I'm just a researcher, I would, this is me.
Yeah.
picture on the front was taken at the Hendersonville at Rock Castle.
Yep.
Got those taken out there.
And then we can't discuss officers and board members. And I don't know what the old bylaws say. I know that Ms. Boslett, this is her second meeting that she's missed. I don't know what bylaws we're going by.
Yes,
What?
it just says that, maybe, yeah, in the resolution it says maybe. I don't think she's maliciously missing
Oh, no, me
meetings.
neither. But
Um,
we need to follow the rules, so.
Do we have a representative from Chambers yet?
No, I reached out to Mandy Christensen and I have not heard back from her, so I'm gonna reach out again and ask her if she's no longer interested, so we can move on and find somebody else.
I'm looking for it. Believe it or not, I don't read this every day, so I have to reread it.
Okay. Anything else? I mean, we can read these
Yeah.
at home, we don't have to be here to read these.
No, and then the proposed meeting schedule.
Sorry now.
Yeah, it says here on your new bylaw.
We don't have a copy of that, do we?
No, this was just notes for me.
May be removed or may be deemed to have resigned, but that's not what it says in this. This is, no, those are the ones that are not, have not been adopted.
This is not adopted, this is the adopted.
Yes, but
I only have,
I don't have my glasses.
I have 2 pages. That was it.
I know it's in the bid for the results.
I was asked to ask you guys, who's having the meeting?
The
Tourism.
board.
Tourism?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, it wasn't scheduled or anything, so that's why we didn't know about it.
Okay.
I thought it was on the
I
website.
sent the notice,
Yeah, I was gonna say, I thought it was on there.
It is on there.
I thought so too.
and I sent the notice to Leanne. I generally send the notice the day after we have this meeting, so I don't.
Yeah, no, yes, it's on there.
Okay, terms.
Oh,
I have to, I don't know, I just know it's in here. I don't know, see it.
All right, so generally we meet. Public calendar. On the,
So, I did January 23rd for that, for the 23rd, because for the next one, because the 16th would technically be the 4th, or the 3rd Tuesday of the month. However, we will be doing all the stuff with the ABA, the,
January,
The group.
February.
January.
Okay.
The group tour sales show that we have in the FAM tour that's coming to Sumner County, that's gonna be, Wednesday through Sunday, so.
Of the week of the 23rd?
no, 16.
Of the 16th.
Oh, 16th, okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
and
sorry.
then Monday, that Monday I believe is a holiday,
Yeah,
so.
commission meeting, we go to the 22nd, I'm sure.
But I put January 23rd, but we could also move that to January 30th, I don't know.
Do you have the room for it? I mean, is there nobody else in that?
I'm not sure, but we could adjust times and things like that if we needed to.
I don't know, there's a lot of meetings in here on Tuesdays.
Or we could do the Thursday of that same week as well, we could play on that date a little bit.
So it's usually, generally the 3rd.
It's not in the resolution.
Tuesday.
I can't
Yes.
find it.
So, we could do it the next Tuesday, or we could do it the next Thursday, or,
The 23rd is fine as far as I'm concerned.
okay.
Anybody have any
I don't,
objection?
that
Issue with the
one's fine.
23rd?
that was fine for me.
And then
I have to see it, I have to see it. Is it in here? Is it in
No,
our
it's not
packet?
in here.
No.
I don't, I only printed one for myself. This was just notes for me, I'm sorry. And then I had March 19th which is gonna be,
That's during spring break, if that makes a difference to anybody.
okay.
And doesn't spring break have 2 weeks?
No, it's just
No,
one,
just
except for
one.
Union.
Well, why does the school schedule have 2 weeks?
Union Elementary School has a 2-week spring break.
I don't know.
You may have looked at that
Oh,
schedule.
so they're in your end. They do.
My kids looked at it, they go to Merle Hyde and all that, said they had 2 weeks in March.
Well, that's because it's Merrill Hyde.
No, I don't.
No,
I
they
think it should
usually
be just
do.
one week.
Is it not?
They usually
I
do.
looked
Oh, I
at-
was thinking
Yeah,
Union.
I looked at the calendar today and it was only 1 week on there.
I haven't looked at it.
That's what they told me.
And then I have May 21st. I mean, and these are also subject to change, it doesn't have to be set.
I will not be here in May,
Okay.
so that I know. I mean, I may be, but usually we're not. We usually go to town for like 2.5, 3 weeks in May. So we'll see what that looks like.
Well, do we just wanna go ahead with the January meeting and then at that meeting do the rest of the schedule? That's it's holiday season, nobody knows what they're doing in March, you know?
You know what we're doing next week.
Yeah, yeah, so if y'all wanna wait, if y'all wanna just schedule the January
I'm
one and
down.
then we can wait until,
Well, we probably ought to pencil in all of the others just
yeah, well,
so that we can look at our calendars and,
we always pencil them in, just being the third Tuesday of the
Oh, it sure is. Wait, no. Is that it?
Right there,
They have 2 weeks off in March.
Look at that.
18th to the 29th.
18th through the
okay,
29th.
that's not what okay, that's
Surprise.
interesting.
What is that
Maybe
about?
they've got it, I didn't know, I
Well,
didn't.
my kids asked me
Is
because that's a
Easter
lot of time.
early, or is Easter early this week?
Now, the 29th is, no school's on the 29th because that's Good Friday.
That's
So-
what it is. Easter's early that week,
They
so that'll be their
incorporated it.
last break until the end of school.
Yeah, they incorporated it, so there's 2 weeks. That's why they were asking me, because it's a lot
Sumner
hard on
County
them to
Schools
do.
calendar.
Here you are.
So what do you have for the July? So July would be the next one, right?
Yes, I have July
16th.
16th, and that would be our annual meeting where we would, see, I don't know,
With the,
that's officers and all of that, but we don't really have any now, so, but I think that if we elected them in the next meeting, then they would be that until July, and then we could just get back on that pattern of that being in July. That's what I would think, but, because I know that the resolution says something about September, so that would be the next meeting following, and that would be when a new board member would start. So I have January 23rd, March 19th, May 21st, and July 16th is what I have.
okay.
That's for your fiscal year, right? Am I correct?
Mhm.
Okay, your it ends in July, okay.
And we can't vote on anything anyway.
No.
So,
Mm-mm.
yeah. I was like, oh, that doesn't even matter. Can't vote on anything.
Gallatin City has put up a place with a Christmas tree light
We do a
list. Have you
blog.
put that on there?
Yeah, we do
I
a
saw
blog
that.
as
That was
well.
pretty cool.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll have the blog. I told Mason about it like 2 weeks ago, so that should come out pretty soon.
Oh,
It's hard.
I don't, that's up to the chairman.
Are we?
Is there anything else that we need to talk about?
I don't think so.
Mm-mm.
So January 23rd or 4th.
January 23rd. next
Okay.
meeting. Okay. Meeting stands adjourned.
And as for the missed 2 consecutive meetings, these are not adopted, and we are currently under the old bylaws.
Okay.
And I don't see it in the resolution unless I've read it wrong.
I thought that. I
No,
had
continue
seen
for a period of 2 years to
something.
term. I don't know if that was in the old resolution, but it's not in the new resolution.
I'm not sure. I feel like I saw it.
Maybe it's
somewhere
in the
and-
old bylaws.
Yeah.
which I haven't looked at, so anyway.
I don't know, but we really need to work on bylaws and making sure that we get those as soon as possible because we don't know how to operate at all, and that's not good. That's not good.
Well, we have bylaws that and so far, we're operating under the bylaws. I don't know that we needed new bylaws, we just needed bylaws, and we needed to follow bylaws.
Yeah, the bylaws
So-
that Kelly and I created is implementing what that resolution said.
Right,
So,
but there's nothing about missing two there's
I don't know
nothing
where I saw
about it.
that. I feel like I saw it one day and then.
I remember it somewhere, but I don't recall where.
Yeah,
Well, maybe it's in the, I don't know.
I'm not sure. But it'd be really great if we could review these and kind of figure out what.
I called Kathy today to see if she was coming, and she told me that she was leaving to go for her family vacation.
Mhm.
So, and I knew she would be out of town. She was in Paris for the last thing. But I know she had asked you to send her the date too for the next meeting.
Yeah, we didn't have them confirmed, so I haven't emailed her back yet. I was waiting till today for tomorrow.
Oh,
After
okay,
we had talked
yeah.
about meeting dates.